And we're live on Underground Wicked Radio, interviewing Nyro the Madman. Raz, homie, go ahead and take the first question. I got to invite Gonzo over so he can hop on this interview.
All right, brother. Nyro, have you ever performed at the Gathering? And if so, what is your wildest memory of it?
No, man, I've never performed at the Gathering. I've only been doing this music thing for about 9 months now, actually. It's just gone really fast, really quick, actually, for me. It's weird.
Right.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. For only doing it for 9 months, man, you're fucking killing it. I could have swore you've been at this for a while.
Nah, man. Just stubborn and won't quit.
That's what's up. So where are you from, homie? Give some of the people tuned in out there just a basis of where you live, where you grew up.
Okay, so I live and grew up in a little town called Lott, Texas. If you look it up, there's only like 800 people that live in it. Damn. It's really, and we don't even have we have one 24-hour store, which we only got about 2 years ago. And it's only one gas station. It's just small little town. I perform mostly. I started in Dallas Fort Worth area. That's where I got a big chance, was in Dallas Fort Worth area.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna take another question. Do you have any doubts in your mind that your music is going to be a big success in the underground?
You know, I'm not aiming for success, man. It's honestly, man, it's an outlet for me. You know, if you listen to my stuff, although a lot of people call it, some of it horrorcore, but if you listen to more of it, it's actually more, it's deeper, it's more emotional, more state of mind rap than horrorcore. I call it schizo rap. I mean, honestly, it's kind of all over the place, and it's not just horrorcore. It's more state of mind and personal morals and opinions. It comes from all kinds of different fucked up perspectives on top of just life experiences. Life is scary enough. I don't have to go way out of the realm of what's real to make it scary, you know?
Well, that answers my other question. I was going to ask you, what genre do you think your music is?
Yeah, like I said, most of my fans are horrorcore and juggalos. They show the most love, and that's definitely what I market myself to, because they're the ones that are going to appreciate what I do more. I'm not of the unrealistic view that a lot of these people that listen to stuff on the radio are going to dig my stuff, because they're not. It's too deep. It's too emotional. Some of it's too graphic even. So, I mean, I talk about, you know, my sister having been molested by her dad, and me being beat by my dad. And I cover real life shit and state of mind stuff, you know. It's just, I try to focus on the darker side of life and just take all the terrible shit in life and put it on a track, and that's what we go with.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Razman, take a question.
All right. All right. Nyro, if you could perform at any city in the world, which city would you choose and why?
Oh man, that's really tough. So it's really hard to choose between two. I mean, like I said, because of the genre, the fans that I cater to, anywhere in Lansing or Detroit, Michigan would be dope. But ultimate dream is probably going to be Denver, Colorado. I'm a big LSP guy. I love the way they do things. I love the way they are very. I love the way they love their fan base. You know.
Yes, get those fucking L's up, man. If you're tuned in,
they're not too big for their fans.
Nope. In fact, I have a video interview with Scum. One of my homies was having a bad day, actually a bad year. I took him aside and had him do a video shout out for her. Made her fucking day, man.
Yeah,
Comes to shit.
if you pay attention to a lot of stuff I'm doing, a lot of my shows are actually involving LSP. I work in Dallas Fort Worth, so we got Claz and JP out there, and on LSP, and I promote a lot of shows with them with LSP, and also my next full length album will have 3 LSP artists on it. So
yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to Bloody Ruckus, man. I hope everything goes good in court. I know you're still fighting all that stupid shit, man. Had him on last month about an interview about all that shit.
He's underrated.
It's
very underrated.
He is. I agree. All right. So I don't know where Gonzo is. All right. Genzo, man, you're an artist. What kind of question do you want to ask?
What made you want to start doing music?
I spent 5 years of my life locked up. And I needed an outlet. When I was locked up, one of the outlets was writing in a journal, writing down, because my problem was aggression. I got agitated really easily, and I made some mistakes, and my outlet was always writing my feelings in a journal, because I get really agitated with just everyday things that some normal people may not get agitated with, as particularly stupid and rude people. But I just transferred that. I took my love of music and my love of putting my feelings on paper and transferred that to tracks. And that's just exactly what I did. Everything that was on my mind now goes onto a track.
Hell yeah, man. And that's what I like to hear. I like to hear artists actually rapping about their life, telling stories. I mean, some songs artists do all right when they make shit up and have a catchy lyric, but I prefer a storyline behind it.
Hell yeah.
A lot of my stuff has very much has storylines to it. A lot of my stuff has personal experiences, like Enemy, like that track with me dealing with my dad, my sister dealing with her dad, one of my cousins that got disowned by his family, and then my song "Carry On" is actually, focus. It has a lot of my personal stuff in it too.
Raz, homie, take a question. I'm going to find that song, and we're going to cut over to a song. I'm going to try to get Gent. He's having an issue trying to get on. Gonzo is.
Hey, that's nothing new. Fucking technology. All right. If you could choose a charity to donate some of your sales to, which charity would you choose and why?
Man, there's so many good. First off, let me also say that I promote shows all the time. Every show we do a raffle, and it always goes to a charity. And it's almost always a different charity, but we always do a raffle. And what we do is we ask each artist to put a piece of merch that they have when they can donate to the raffle. And then that total accumulation of stuff is what the raffle prize will be. And it always goes to charity. Sometimes it's a fan dealing with cancer that can't afford it. Sometimes it's a elderly person that can't afford groceries. It just ranges. But me as a person, I grew up in the country, and my big heart, it goes out to animals. I always had animals when I was a kid. Right. We always had dogs and cats and all that stuff. And there's so many shelters and stuff that just can't get, they're overpopulated. All these strays are overpopulated. And it doesn't just cause animals problems, but it causes people problems too. You got 1 million cats running around. You got health concerns,
Sure.
I like to donate to. Yeah, exactly. It'll kill you. I mean, all that ammonia, man. It's not pleasant at all. Yeah, you ever smelled a person with a lot of cats? It's not the thing in the world. So yeah, probably animal shelters, or like I said, I like to donate to charities that support abused children. So those are my two big ones.
All right, we're going to cut over to a song. You were just talking about Carry On. You want to touch base on this one a little bit more before we cut over?
You know, so Carry On is one of those things that I made when I was really kind of bummed out, and honestly, you know, one of my buddies in the scene had been. It was in the middle of all this juggalo nonsense. Juggalos are gang nonsense and all that stuff. One of my friends actually, after the Oklahoma deal, was actually y'all may know him, Thick Noise D Nice. He's class as hype man. He was, I don't know if y'all are familiar with him being thrown in the gang unit, because one of the guys with him was arrested with he had a blunt. One of the guys did, and by association, of course, and because of his charm, they threw him in the gang unit. Of course, he wasn't in there that long, but if you know D Nice, he's not the type of guy that really needs to be in the gang unit. You know, he's a really chill, nice dude, and put some of that on there. And one of my friends, you know, he'd been working the same job for a long time, and then his boss cut his pay. Like, he'd been working there 20 years, and they cut his pay.
Right.
It was either we're cutting your pay or we're gonna get rid of you. And I just thought about all the shitty stuff going on in my life at that time, and you know, and one of my stepbrother was shot and killed, and it's just about, you know, when I die, don't worry about it. You know, I'm in a better place. You know, my memory will carry on, my beliefs will carry on through the people that love me. So that's mostly what that's about.
Hell yeah. We'll be right back after the song. Carry On, Nyro the Madman.
Today I was contemplating life. What's the purpose of life? Seems like everyone we love leaves before we are ready for them to leave. Seems like life revolves around Earth. We work on the land and return to the dirt. We go to work daily, even though we hurt. Then wait for our boss to tell us how much we work. I give my friends all I have, even my own shirt. But it doesn't stop the struggle. How do we revert? We need to stop the problem, hit the source first. Crooked politicians, cops, man, this shit's the worst. How did we get here? This shit is strange. Normal dude at work returns home deranged. Artist leaves the show and his ass gets framed on some bullshit charge. Drunk tank with gang. When I think about it, this life is lame, and I'm hoping all of y'all kind of feel the same, because I'm gonna live my life like my last day. If the world's gonna burn, I'm going down in the flames.
Friends, when I die, please don't cry. Just throw my ashes in the sky. When I'm gone, please stay strong. The madness will carry.
So when I die, don't cry, it's a crazy ride. The path we walk's like a slip and slide, trying to separate the wrong from the right. In the end, it don't matter, like a high school fight. You can be an asshole or be polite, but they don't care to still take your life. Contemplating all this keeps me up at night, thinking about my future and about the strife, about what has been, about what might. Thoughts flowing around my head like a soaring kite. Keep my circle small and my friends all tight. Only way to go in this life of mine. You can have your money, you can have your pride, but you can't have me, not until I die. Let Drew do Drew and you do you. Fuck your money, fuck your name, fuck your label too.
Friends, when I die, please don't cry. Just throw my ashes in the sky. When I'm gone, please stay strong. The madness will carry.
When the day comes that I'm laid to rest, I want my family to know that I did my best. They won't have to second guess about this life I led. All the bad decisions and crimes will lay those to bed. I do everything I do to keep my people fed, and one day it's gonna lead to my death. Calm down, think, let's take a breath. No need to worry, no need to stress, because right now I'm feeling blessed, gaining lots of fans from this music. Yes, facing death is a challenge, another test that I'm ready to face, because this world's a mess. But my homies got my back, I'm not going yet. But when I do, you can bet you don't have to fret, because the madness lives on right inside your head. That's what I said, I'm immortal, not alive or dead.
Friends, when I die, please don't cry. Just throw my ashes in the sky. When I'm gone, please stay strong. The madness will carry on.
Welcome to the party, Gonzo.
Finally made it.
Hey,
Technology, man. Actually,
Right.
before we take a question, homie, go ahead and do a radio drop for Underground Wicked Radio, saying who you are. You're tuned in to DJ Snickers and DJ Gonzo. And drop links. This will play before all your songs on the radio.
Yo, guys, this is Nyro the Madman with Underground Wicked Radio. You can hit me up at Nyro the Madman on Facebook and Nyro the Madman on SoundCloud.
Perfect. I'll cut that later. Gonzo, man, take a question.
All right, first and foremost, fucking what's up, Drew?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Absolutely. I'm a little late tonight. I was gonna start off the interview sitting on the toilet and ode to you and your bathroom lives. But LDG would have kicked my ass. I did that. All right, brother. Fucking what got you into all of this? What got you into music in the first place?
Well, they asked me something like that a little bit ago. What happened was when I was locked up, I used to write in a journal all the time, all my feelings. I was locked up for, I had a bad attitude. Honestly, I got aggressive. And when I got out, I was, I had access to recording stuff. So I took my love of music and my love of writing my feelings and experiences and just added them together. And now everything goes on the music instead of just a journal that gets thrown away in the closet.
Well, see, that's what I get for coming in late to this conversation. I fucking ask a question that's already been asked.
That's right.
So if you guys don't mind.
We got new people tuning in, so that works.
All right. Excellent. Can I part beat that one for him?
Say that again, Gonzo.
I want to do a little part B on that question and ask Drew, okay, since that's been asked, what made you want to go from an artist, like when you were on WTR, and then start your own label and progress as like, and more into the business aspect of everything?
I really don't like the business aspect. I'm still an artist. The reason why I started the business aspect is because I noticed a lot of guys that were really talented that were getting left behind, not really because of but because of their inability to afford to do it, because I'm self-funded, I was able to fund myself. And that was pretty much my decision when I got off was I could afford to fund myself. There's no sense in taking a fund on a label that could fund somebody else who needs the help when you can totally fund your stuff.
Oh yeah.
At the promotion side, like I said, I wanted to help artists that couldn't fund themselves. And so I do shows really well. What I do is require a minimum of a certain amount of tickets, but after they sell those tickets, they keep 100% of what they sell. So a lot of my guys make money. Even the local,
right? That's smart.
They're making money. The other thing about the label is it was just an extension of trying to help other artists. All the artists on my labels were kind of underdogs that are talented, but they don't have the money or funds to get a chance. A lot of these shows require a crazy amount of ticket sales or a crazy buy on. These guys just can't afford.
mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the way it is down there.
Man, that's respect right there.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I never actually knew until now, the process and the motives on it, and that's awesome, brother.
Yeah. It was a very tough decision because Cody Zodiac on Wicked Tendency Records is actually I consider him my brother. He's a really good friend. And me and Tim Williams still talk pretty regularly. Tim's a great guy. Yeah, it's just mostly, I was able to be self-funded and help other artists. So I was sitting on WTR using a slot on a label that could also help other artists when I had the funds to help myself and other artists too. It's, that's pretty much the bottom line on that.
I just merged with Wicked Tendency Records. Actually, we're in the process of making a website, logos. We're redoing everything.
The only one you got to worry about is Gary. He likes to touch booties.
That's my cousin, man. I know. We're actually blood family.
Yeah, you got to be careful with him, and get that finger working.
I should get his crazy ass up on here. All right, so homie, how did you go about getting contacts with other artists for collabs, mastering your songs, or did you master your songs yourself? Basically, how did you go about when you started out making music to try to get out there?
My first album, I mixed and mastered myself, and honestly, a lot of people like it, and we are pretty much almost sold out of it now. But I hated it because you could tell the difference between my first album and then the EP we're about to release. It's just the new EP is just so much crisper. You can tell on my first album, there's catchy hooks, there's catchy lyrics, but the mixing and mastering is just not crisp. It's not professionally done. That was one of the first things I changed. When I came into the business, I wanted to learn to do everything. I realized I don't have to learn to do everything. I got this guy that can mix and master my whole thing for me just because he loves my music for $100 and make it sound, radio ready. So it's just the connections you make, and a lot of my connections I made have been through networking. And a lot of them, like a lot of the LSP connections I've made have been through actually promoting their shows. Like, once you start supporting them and start promoting their shows, they like you, especially when you're legit and you always come up with the money and you're always straightforward and honest with them. That's the big thing. And just be honest with people, man. Don't go bullshitting people. Don't tell them you're going to do something that you're not going to do, because that's going to piss an artist off because we're already struggling.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Genzo, you've been quiet over there. Take another question.
Actually, I have an interesting question.
We hope.
Usually before I go into a show or anything like that, I always have very specific songs that motivate me, hype me, and they just get me in the zone for stage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any songs that get you in the zone and just ready to murder a stage by other artists before entering a show?
Absolutely, man. I have a routine, man. So check this out. I'm not a huge lyricist. A lot of my tracks are very deep and you got to get in my head to really understand them and vibe to them. But also, my performance on stage has just increased and crazily. We're doing a lot of theatrics now and stuff. But what gets me in the mood is just you always have doubters when you're an artist, and songs like Believe.
Whoa, what's that noise?
Songs like Believers by Mayday, and songs like Don't Stop Believing remake by Buckshot and Boondocks and Crucifix, and a lot of those types of Cold Day in Hell by Boondocks, Wilted Flowers by Dark Half, Off the Hinges by Scum. A lot of those more motivational songs that get you kind of hyped and ready to like prove something.
Hey.
Dark Half, man. I wish I could have interviewed Gino before he passed. I have a 3-hour interview with Damian Quinn.
When I performed with Damian Quinn at Strictly for the Wicked, Dark Half's one of my main influences. So when I performed with him at Strictly for the Wicked, that was one of my top 5 off my checklist, of things I want to accomplish in my career.
You can never go
All right,
wrong.
Gonzo, go ahead and take a question, man. I will be right back. I'm going to go grab a cig. Then we're going to go do another song.
No, right. So, Drew, I've been hearing, were you saying not too long ago that you're going to be doing like some hip hop on some of your stuff now? Like you're getting a little more versatile?
So if you actually, I only keep 5 tracks on my SoundCloud, but I have a lot of tracks done. I only keep 5 tracks on my SoundCloud at a time right now. We're about to up it to 6. But I actually have a lot of hip hop songs. I have some hardcore hip hop songs. I have some that are more horrorcore. But yeah, we're working on a horrorcore hip hop group called the Redneck Reapers, and it's gonna be me, a guy I just signed, Ebola, and another guy, and it's gonna be kind of like backwoods outlaw hip hop horrorcore stuff. It's gonna be a lot more banjo guitar in it. A lot more country sounding.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. It definitely fits your personality for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm from Dallas.
That's what you got. Not around here.
Shit, I'm actually from Dallas myself too, man. But hey, Nyro. Name 10 things you can do with a paperclip.
Okay. Let's see. You can straighten it and just for the hell of it. I do that a lot. I piss secretaries off daily. Let's see. Sometimes, usually after I straighten them, I poke them into something like a wall. That probably pisses more. When I was a kid, there was people, would straighten them and then scrape into their arm, carving shit in their arm with them. You can organize papers with them.
Hell yeah.
You could do arts and crafts with them. You can flick them at your sister. Hell, you could use them to keep things together besides papers, like shoestrings and shit. If your shoestrings tore, pants tore. Let me think. What am I at? How many am I at?
7.
I'm not that creative. Hold on. What else do I do with paper clips? Oh, collect them. I know somebody that collects the damn things. They have 40 different designs and colors of them.
Wow.
You could sell them, I guess, if you're a store.
Yeah.
And you could just leave them on the floor so somebody could step on them.
Hell yeah.
There's a ton of uses, I guess, for them, depending on how big of an asshole you are.
Right. Not as many uses.
You can also script.
See, originally, this question was supposed to be how many things can you do with 10 things you can do with a pencil. I had a producer I interviewed, and he actually was a manager. If somebody could not answer him 10 things they could do with a pencil, he wouldn't hire him.
Oh, well, I can already tell you I'm not hireable. like if I was hired, I picked the perfect career because I don't have to work with anybody that I don't want to.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. All right, so let's take another question. So, homie, maintaining a successful music takes a lot of work and commitment. How much time do you dedicate towards working on your music?
My wife is staring at me 24/7. I mean, if my phone rings while I'm sleeping, I'm answering it.
That's what's up.
You know, and it really causes a lot of stress on your loved ones. And I really need to work on making time for them. But honestly, if you're going to be a serious artist and not just what I call a hobby rapper doesn't mean you're a bad artist. It just means that you're not ever going to really go past that because you don't dedicate the time it takes. You know, there's some really talented hobby rappers out there, but it takes a lot of work and a lot of networking. You got to constantly be on the call, constantly be working with people, constantly be making connections, talking with people to really get anywhere. You know, there's a reason why a lot of people assume that I've been doing this longer than I have. And that's because I'm constantly doing something. You know, right now, I'm busy every weekend for the next 6 weeks. You know,
That's what's up, man.
I mean, it's just either I'm in the studio or I'm on the phone or I'm doing shows.
And I appreciate you taking
all
the time to hop on this because I seen your post. You are an extremely busy guy.
But you know what? You know, Mike and Christina have been kind of following me for a long time. And I was like, man, I'm not going to tell them no. I'm just going to do this thing. And, you know, they've showed me love, so I'm going to show them some love.
Well, now I got to be a smart ass, dude. I'm going to fucking do this just because of that post. So, man, what's your favorite movie and candy? I've never asked an artist this, so I'm about to. Fuck it. We might as well.
Favorite movie and candy because of that post.
Was that, was that guy on some crack or something? I don't know what the deal is.
I don't fucking even know who that guy was, man. I was like, are you serious?
You don't know who he was.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure at one point he pretty much Vale threatened that he was going to ruin my career.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Really, it's really hard to ruin a career of somebody that's self-made and pays all their own shit. I don't rely on anybody.
Exactly.
You know, I've made all my own connections.
Same here, man.
Except for one, I will give props to Tim Williams for getting me on my on a Mad Child show one time, and ever since then, Mad Child's actually they actually really like to work with us. They really like to work with me. So that was one thing. That was one big favor that somebody gave me, and I'll always be appreciative of that. Okay. And soda, you said?
Yep. I'm gonna be a smart ass. Movie and candy, man, just for the fuck.
Oh, movie and candy. Okay, so you gotta forgive me, my throat hurt. I've been performing. So movie is going to be, dude, I'm a big Star Wars geek.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. I mean, if I could get away with wearing Jedi robes and like swinging my dick at people like a lightsaber, I'd do it. Like I'd go flash people. I'd wear Jedi robes, nothing under that shit.
Fuck yeah.
Music video right there, bro.
I don't believe in clothes either, so robes is the closest thing I can get to pure freedom. But candy, Reese's. Candy's got to be Reese's, man. Every time I can't get away from that shit. That's why I'm fat. Reese's. And I had to cut out sodas recently, and it's killing me, man. I've been drinking a lot of unsweet tea, and I love unsweet tea, but man, it's really hard to cut sodas. It's really hard to cut.
Substitute it for coffee, man. It's the caffeine.
Coffee?
Yep. I did the same thing. Cut the soda out, and now I'm drinking probably fucking 6 pots of coffee a day to stay away from soda.
He's mainlining it now.
Always.
If I drink more coffee, I'm gonna do more deuces with Drew because that stuff runs right through me.
That's great. All right,
my next one's gonna be in a Walmart bathroom.
I'm gonna take another question, and then we're gonna cut over to a song. So, have you ever embarrassed yourself on stage? And if you did, how did you overcome the incident?
I mean, we're artists, man. There's always times where we miss a line or something. I mean, it happens to the best of us. It's just part of it. You just have to work on through it and kind of laugh at it, man. You know, we're human beings. And I don't use backtracks. So I don't use any backtracks. So, and I'm a fat guy. So, you know, there's now and then when you get to the point where, oh shit, I said that a little bit too fast. I can't breathe, you know. some shit like that. But it never really too bad. I've never missed like a whole half a verse or a whole verse or anything. Usually it'll be a one word, and it won't even happen every show. Maybe every 5 shows. But yeah, I usually don't. That embarrasses me. Well, the biggest embarrassment I ever had was not even on stage. I was promoting a show, and it was actually yesterday. And when you're promoting a show, one of your jobs is to make sure everybody feels safe. You know, um, and I was investigating. I was just investigating, see if the accusations were true and stuff. And it turns out one of the guys that was in question got upset, and he came at me. Actually, he came at me actually with a knife.
Damn.
And I've been telling y'all this whole time, dude. I got a bad attitude. So you come at me with a knife, I'm like, you better fucking use it,
Mm-hmm. Hell
but that was the most embarrassed I've ever been, and it was. I know a lot of people have been telling me all day, you shouldn't feel bad about that. A man should be able to defend himself and all that stuff. But I was angry at myself for not being able to be professional in that incident and just walk away, and instead just going after somebody. I felt really embarrassed. I know a lot say I shouldn't, but I still do because I hold myself to a higher standard,
Oh,
So,
yeah. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Nightmare Juggalo 313. Whoop, whoop, fam. Thank you for tuning in. We're about to play Other Side of Me. Give me
Yeah, go for it.
give me some feedback on this song over on YouTube land. Be right back after the song.
mind nor where I was. No sense of purpose, ran out of drugs. I've come to terms with what I've done. Police want an arrest, but I won't come. I look them in the face, say, get me picked. As they approach, I disappear with a wind. Me.
Hell yeah.
What's the purpose of life? Seems like every
The other song started playing. All right, so I think we should take some hot seat questions.
Yeah.
Oh, the Walmart one.
I'll let
All
you
right.
start out. Go ahead, Gonzo. Take the first one.
Actually, I'm not going to start it out. Christina Living Dead Girl, one of the original fans of you, Drew. She has a hot seat question for you.
Okay.
All
let's
right,
do it.
this is Living Dead Girl. Okay, so if you were to go to Walmart and you could only pick up 3 items to completely freak the cashier out, what would those 3 items be?
Condom, cucumber, and Astroglide.
Oh shit! Why
That's
those
actually- That's actually, that question, it was a 2-day binge of figuring out what we would do with Crook himself.
You said your 3 items now. I'll tell mine too when you're done.
Yeah, okay.
What are your 3 items?
What are my 3 items?
Yeah.
A shovel, baby bonnet, and a bottle of lube. We gotta have lube in this.
It's a very interesting combo.
Okay, come here.
Yeah.
All right,
All
I'll
right.
take one.
DJ, here's your 3 items.
Yeah, what are your 3 items, Snickers?
3 items: bob wire,
Yeah.
limestone, and duct tape.
Okay, so my 3 items: pregnancy test, a Bible, and metal hangers.
Oh fuck! That'd be a fucking good one. All right,
I'm going to Walmart later too.
so the Madman.
I used to have a T-shirt. It was a coat hanger, and it said discounted abortions on it.
Nice.
What?
I bet you got a lot of shit for that shirt.
Yeah.
What did it say on it?
yeah. Only if you knew my mother, man.
Your old
she's
lady's
kind of
right
a-
there listening, so this next question is going to be interesting.
Okay.
All right, so the Madman. Have you ever earned your Red Wings? Have you ever ate a girl out on her period?
No, actually, I have never done that. I mean, I fucked a girl on their period, but never eaten them out on their period. No.
All right, so
I'll
I
eat
got to
ass,
tell you.
though.
I got to
I'll
tell
eat
you
ass.
this then. You need
You'll eat ass, though.
Your old lady needs to let you eat you.
Hey,
Eat her out
hey,
on
if
period.
they got out of the shower, I'll eat that ass like fucking bread pudding. I don't give a fuck.
Hell yeah. There's health benefits to eating a girl out on her period. I Googled this. I was fucking bored.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They
Truth,
give
yeah.
out pro antibiotics. It's 100 times more potent than eating a glass of yogurt. So it keeps you healthy.
Dude, I got a sore throat. Maybe eating her out on her period can get rid of
There
that,
you
right?
go. Some natural antibiotics for you.
Give me some of those spoiled eggs, baby. Ah.
Probably why I stay.
Oh, shit. And there's another health benefit just eating her out, period. Even if she's not on the period. There's 26 muscles in your face. It keeps the wrinkles away, man. It keeps those muscles worked up using your tongue.
The other health benefit is it keeps you stress free because if her vagina's happy, she keeps you happy.
True. Oh, shit. Hey, gentlemen, you've been quiet. Take a question.
Where would you be without music?
You know, is it too cliche to say locked up or dead?
Nope.
Never.
You know, I'll be honest with you, man. Like I said, you know, it's my way of coping. It's not just, you know, anybody that's ever known or is an underground artist knows underground artists don't make a lot of money. But here's the thing. What I do get out of it is a peace of mind. I get to put it all out there. I get to, yeah, there's some people that judge, but then you got a lot of people that really like your stuff and don't just connect with you on a musical level, but also love you as a person for putting it all out there. And for me, it is pulled me out of that gutter of I'm just gonna fucking do bad shit until they catch me because I can't deal with this life anymore. Or it gave me purpose. It gave me something to look forward to. You know, it's stressful preparing for a show for me, but it's also at the same time it's so rewarding and such a great experience. After I get out of the show, I'm on this high for days. You know, it's better than anything I've ever smoked. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's one of the questions I was going to ask you actually while you're saying that. What is the high you get when you're on stage, and how do you come down from this high when you get off?
I don't want to come down from it. Like, I hate when I'm not doing something to do with music. I'm so miserable. You can ask my wife. Like, I'm miserable. I'm a dick, and when I'm not doing, we were recently redid my studio because we spent a whole bunch of money on my new home studio, and for those 2-3 weeks where we were just switching everything around and setting it back up and fixing it and stuff, I was a dick, man. I was the type of guy that if you saw us having a conversation in Walmart or something, you walk by, you were like, man, I like to punch that dick in the mouth for talking to her like that. I was a straight dick. Like, it's not usually in my nature to be like that, but without music, there's not really, I have no happiness besides music, my friends and family. Those are the only 3 things that keep me going. Or hobby.
We actually got a few new people tuned in. You got any questions? Shoot them up there on fucking YouTube, man. I'll ask them. We're going to cut over to another song for you people just tuning in. We are going to cut over, and I can't find your message, homie. I apologize. What was the other song you want me to play?
Enemy.
Nope.
Yeah, go on.
Play Enemy?
Yeah, Play Enemy. That one's actually not, it's one of the first songs I ever did. It's not really well mixed and mastered, but everybody wants me to perform it.
Okay, here we go. Oh, no shit, man. That's what's up. Renee Moon is on this. Fuck yeah. I interviewed her a few times.
She's on about 4 of my tracks. I love Renee. She's awesome.
Fucking right she is. All right. I'm going to have to cut the drop for hers and yours when I put this song on the radio. All right, homies. We'll be back. Enemy featuring Renee Moon. And if you don't know who she is, check her out on Facebook.
Sometimes we come to the conclusion that life is better off without certain people in it. All my life, you didn't love me. You even complained about child support fees. You beat on my mom and then you beat on me. But when I got a little older, it was you who would bleed. You called me disrespectful, but how could you know when you never spent a single fucking second at home? Always at the bar, getting drunk off your ass with your friends passing time till you ran out of cash. 13 years old with nothing to eat because my dad's a fucking loser who don't care about me. Haven't heard from you in about 12 years, and when I finally do, you're dead and I shed no tears. No matter how far you go, my hate will always show that all you are to me is my enemy. No matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you, no matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you. Are you crazy or just sick in the head? You've been
touching your daughter as she sleeps in her bed. When the family finds out, you just run away like the little bitch you are. But I'ma catch you one day. You were supposed to protect her, not leave her in fear. Now she's depressed every day and can't see things clear. She pushes through the pain that she feels every day, suppressing every word that she wish she could say. But you're fine, right? Yeah, you sleep at night. No angry family members or police in sight. Don't worry though, yeah, your judgment will come when you let your maker do it. This time you can't run. No matter how far you go, my hate will always show that all you are to me is my enemy, my enemy. No matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you, I hate you. No matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you, I hate you. You say you're a Christian, but does your flock know that you put your own son out the house in the cold? Had a kid before marriage, and you disapprove. Now the couple are married, but still not into you. The kid will grow up without you in their life, all because you're so righteous you can't swallow your pride. How often do you stop and think about them? Your own fucking flesh and blood, your own fucking kin. I know that it eats you every day. It tears apart your soul as you kneel and pray. And as you look to the sky searching for answers, your guilt starts to spread like a ravenous cancer. No matter how far you go, my hate will always show that all you are to me is my enemy, my enemy. No matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you, I hate you. No matter how far you try to go, my hate will show. I hate you, I hate you.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Your songs are already on my radio, and I didn't even know it. That song, Renee Moon, Raped, that's already in rotation a couple times.
Yeah, that's a song that I really didn't plan on actually anybody liking. It was just me putting my feelings out there. From all three of them are personal experiences, and now everybody wants me to perform it at shows. But when I do it at shows, it's always so emotional because it's all personal experiences. Sometimes it gets kind of you can tell that there's a lot of emotion in it.
We'll definitely play that after a couple more questions. Gonzo, take a question.
All right. Well, here my question for you is it's kind of part two. I put the stormtrooper on for you first of all. That's this question here. Okay, the DFW scene you have, right?
Yeah.
Down there, I see how you work your way through a lot of the yeah, that mask is hot. I see you work your way through like all the politics of everything. You maintain who you are, your integrity and everything else. So it's kind of a two-part question. So like I want to throw it out there. The way you handle the politics of everything, you going to run for like president or something? Like I'll officially put you out there now. Fucking for president.
Well, you know, I'm not a really political guy in real life, man. Honestly, I assume all politicians are assholes. But that's just me personally. I think they're all out for their own gain. But
yeah, right.
It's just me trying to stand up for what I believe in. And, you know, I truly believe the more of us that try to do good things and try to make the world a better place, the better the world actually will be. You know, we all have our vices and our faults, but the most important thing is that we at least try. And a lot of people just don't fucking try because they don't care.
Right. Yeah, I see your loyalty like to certain venues and stuff. You try and uplift, like you said, other people. I see you doing that with like venues. And my other question, but part B on this is, what do you think of the DFW scene from when you started out, where it is, and how it moves forward?
So the DFW scene is very. I mean, let me explain something to you. A bad show for DFW is usually about 80 people besides the artist. That's a bad show. So comparing that to some of the other towns I've been in, that's actually not too bad. You know,
Not at all.
now a good local show is darn near 200. That's a local show, like with no true headliner.
Okay.
So the DFW scene is very strong. Now it wasn't strong when I first started. It took me and a couple of other guys working together, particularly Opie Halogen and me getting with some venue owners, because a lot of venue owners don't want to do rap anymore. They don't want to do rap in Dallas. They want to do metal. So because rap, a lot of the shows got kind of violent after a while. It wasn't particularly our kind of rap, but more of the hip hop ish stuff. But I had to win over some friends, and the first thing I did was get us some allies, and I got Justin Mills, the owner of Tomcats West, Kevin Dunlap, the owner of Rail Club, who had already been doing M&E shows, but not a ton of local shows, but now he is doing local shows too. And then Jennifer, I can't remember her last name right now, and I feel so terrible about it. But what's Jennifer's last name? I want to say Martin. I can't remember. I don't know. But Jennifer, she was the girlfriend of a guy that got me into the scene. Rush, it helped me get my first big real venue show, Rustin Luther. She took over after he passed away, and she owns the Dirty 30, and they let us play too. And it's just one of those things. You got to make connections like that. You know, you got to have really good connections, especially with venue owners, because that allows you to get better prices, better deals, and bigger friendships that, you know, can help you bring in some bigger headliners. Justin Mills and Kevin Dunlap have been nothing but amazing for us in reviving the Dallas underground music scene.
Oh yeah. You being in Texas, man, have you heard of Tommy Necro?
Yeah, I've heard of Tommy Necro. I love Tommy to death.
Fuck yeah, dude. Good guy. I've interviewed him quite a few times. I've got his hype man coming on for an interview next month with Leprechaun.
Okay.
Good guys. Trying to get this person. I'm gonna take a question. I'm trying to get this person on before his phone dies.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Genzo. Take a question.
Writer's block. How do you cope with it when it happens?
It doesn't really happen that much to me because I'm still very new, so I still have a lot to write about. But when it does happen, I just go out. I go out and I watch people. I observe people like a creeper, because you get inspiration through life, and you get the inspiration through experiences. And I just like to go out and just, you know, go out maybe to a movie or something, or go out and just, you know, window shop or something. Just observe the world and observe the people around you. It really is inspiring to me to just see how different people just handle all these different situations.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. I'll take a question while I'm waiting for this person to hop on video with us. All right, so homie, what steps do you take to advertise your music to your fans, and like what is the message you're trying to send to your fans through your music?
Well, with advertising, I'm really annoying advertising. Ask anybody on my friends list. I'm annoying. I am not ashamed to plug my stuff anytime I can, or any of my guys' stuff on my label. I mean, I've had people say, "Man, would you please quit sending me this?" I'm at the point I'm just sending mass messages out and shit. And, you know, sometimes I have to remove people from those. But, you know, as far as the message my music carries, my music doesn't really carry a particular message. It's more of, this is me, this is who I am. Even with the crazier stuff, like some of the stuff on the other side of me, it was a state of mind. All of that stuff, we all have that stuff that runs through our heads. We wish we could get away with doing, and we can't because it's illegal. But it's always a state of mind. It really is who I am. It's how I feel, except for the please the moose part, because I don't have a big enough dick to please the moose. But the rest of that is pretty just state of mind stuff.
All right, I'll take another one while we're waiting on this person. All right, homie. So, what did you have to sacrifice to make music happen? Have you ever sacrificed relationships, hobbies?
Yeah. This lady right here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see her.
Yep.
Can y'all see her?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and her break up every other day. I can't really break up with her because I'm, I don't have a choice. But she's the one that really has had to sacrifice more than me, because if you're a lady and you're married or a man and you're married to an artist, it's a pain in the ass. Artists are dicks. We are all dicks because we get so focused on stuff. The rest of the world, it's tunnel vision. The rest of the world doesn't matter. It's like, get the fuck away from me. I'm busy. And you have to.
Sometimes, right?
Stuff that I've sacrificed is, connection with, her, and my connection with Sheena. We always find a way to get it back. And what's really helped is she started to get more involved in the business stuff. She runs my merch booth. She comes to shows. She helps me run some of the effects and stuff. So now she's really highly involved in it. She's on the board of the label and stuff. So relationships do get sacrificed, certain aspects of it. And sometimes you just lose them completely. But the biggest sacrifice I've made, man, is money, because the way I run my shows and me helping out all my other artists and stuff, I've lost a lot of money. Not enough to where I'm in the gutter, but a lot. But to me, it's part of paying dues. How can I get my name out there if I don't get on better, bigger things?
Exactly. I've lost a couple of relationships myself, man. 3 years ago, a girl gave me the choice, my radio or her. I said, pack your shit and get out. I had this bitch before you.
She did. One time she got mad at me and she tried something like that. And she was, I kind of felt like, why do I want to choose? I don't want to choose between this, but this one thing keeps me level. And right now you're trying to take away the thing that keeps me level. What kind of choice do I have, between two things that I love, and one of them keeps me sane, the other one's driving me nuts at the time.
Exactly.
But when you really love somebody, you find a way around those things. It's hard though. It's really hard. It takes a very strong person to be with an artist.
Genzo, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I actually have a question.
I was just gonna ask.
What is your opinion on mumble rappers?
Okay, so check this out. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'll flat out say, hey, I'm jealous of the money. But it's not my style, man. I don't listen to anything on the radio. You can ask my wife. If she turns on the radio, I will literally curse the world. I get pissed off when the radio gets turned on. I can't listen to that crap. I'll be flat out honest with you. When I'm at home, most of what I listen to is 60s and 70s rock.
Somebody just joined us on video. Tim Williams himself.
It's the Madman. What up, brother?
What is up, man? So yeah, when I'm listening at home, I listen to 60s and 70s rock. A lot of people assume that I listen to a lot of rap because I rap, but I don't. I listen to very, very little rap. only some of my favorite artists.
Yeah. Tim, man, take a question while you're on here.
Oh, what the? How do you
I'm
put me on the
Put
spot?
you right on the spot, man.
What do you think we do here?
Hold on. I one exception, because this guy always asks me for nudes. I want to cut that out, man. I can't do that. I'm in a public parking lot right now.
We did promise him nudes. Promise him nudes.
Nudes
All right,
isn't an
well,
option.
I haven't been on the interview, so I don't really know what questions were asked to you, but I know that I know you got some big plans going on this summer. Is there anything that you can tell us about, bro?
Oh yeah, we were gonna cover that later.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I was on WTR, me and Tim were talking about a music festival at one time. And we never did get the plans out, but we are going to start doing a Texas music festival. And I can't tell y'all who's all going to be on it. I can tell you there are some very big names in the underground, damn near millionaire status names that will be there. But the plans, we're working through that all through the summer, but it's actually planned for November. That's really one of the projects we're getting, because we're getting a deal with this land this private land. We're going to get a 7-year lease with this. And the deal is we're trying to clean it up big enough for a festival. There's plenty of land, but it needs, trails made and different things. And he's working on that. But with the summer, I'm thinking we're going to go for Gore Fest, and then we got Madness and Mayhem. I do an annual show called Madness and Mayhem, but I have some people up in Colorado that have really been wanting to see me, and I just I think it's time. I think it's time to get out there. I'm going on my first national tour later this year, and where I think it's time to get out there to where I feel connected to. I'll never move to Colorado, but I really have a lot of fans in Colorado, and that's thanks to when I was on WCR. A lot of their people, they're Colorado people, and that helped that base out there. And people have been begging me, come to Colorado Springs, come to Denver. I'm like, fuck it, I'm coming. I gotta get there.
I feel it. So,
Real quick, Tim.
Real quick, because I gotta get off of this call. I got I'm in the studio. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Real quick, so tell me about this new thing you got going on with what is it? Funny Farm Records?
Yeah. What in particular? Anything in particular?
I just want to know about it, bro. Like, I want to know about it.
So, when Funny Farm Records is my way of giving back to artists that I feel are underdogs and more talented than they get credit for. A lot of these guys just don't get credit because they don't have the money to get on big shows.
Right.
And, like when I was talking to you about WCR, I said, I can kind of fund myself and help other artists.
Right.
And that was kind of my decision at that time, was I want to help other artists, because I see guys like you and Opie, y'all help other artists get out there.
Right.
And I wanted to do that because I had the funds to do that. So it was just more of a, it was something nice to do for the DFW scene that had so much potential.
And that's great, man. That's great. I dig the fuck out of it. So, like I said, you know what? I mean, and I love the time that we had the Madman on the label, and it was never, there's some common confusions out there, but it was never anything to the fact of Madman and WTR didn't get along, or Madman and Suicide didn't get along, because we got along great. You know what I mean?
The only, and I'm a straight shooter. The only issue we ever had was when somebody tried to start an issue between us.
Right.
Which, to be fair, was, we all know what that is. I mean, we can go into that anytime, but we all know what it is.
Right.
That person tried to manipulate the situation He was mad at the label and he wanted to tear the whole label down.
Right, exactly. So now on that note, I really am out of here. I just want to say much love to you, Madman. And I know this summer, I know that we're on our way down there to do a show with you. So I ain't forgot about that. And I'm stoked for it, bro. I'm ready for that shit. I miss y'all.
Ready to see you guys down here. Much love, man.
All right, brother. I'm out of here. Y'all stay up.
Later, Tim. Get with me about the website later. You gotta get some
I will.
shit. Later,
All
homie.
right. Later, y'all.
All right. We're gonna cut over to another song before I forget to play this one. Before you take those questions, Gonzo, then we'll hop off here.
All right.
Yo,
we are
Snicker.
going. What's that, Gonzo?
Jinzo. Fucking I actually have to get up off here too, man. I got some things I gotta handle.
Later, homie. Congrats again.
Bye.
Hey, hold up, Genzo.
love,
Before
guys.
you hop off, shout out some a little bit. I mean, you can't say too much about it, but shout out what's going on.
Oh man. Oh, I don't know if I can make that fully public yet.
Okay, I got you.
Yet. But we will though. All right, much love, guys. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Later, homie.
Whoop.
All right, we're gonna play the song featuring Renee Moon. I'm gonna play the radio drop she did for me, and then we're gonna cut over to the song "Raped." We'll be right back after the song. Probably help if I turned the sound on.
Maybe. Yeah.
A little bit.
Your girlfriend's a slut, dude.
This is Renee Moon.
Bitch, don't you want to start making some real fucking money?
And you're listening to DJ Snickers.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls, you're packed full of goodness. High in fiber.
On Underground Wicked Radio.
Oh my God, he killed Kitty! You bastard!
Rape me, I'm ready. I know the game well. Force me, I like your crazy. I'm under your spell. Keep me a prisoner. No words perfect for. Try to break me until I breathe no more. I've been rich by gold and today. I like the pain I feel is penetrating me. All the organs so silent, you're on my bed. Oh, lovely misery, I love when you attack. Society thinks that I should be left for dead. I'm not following the sheep. I'd rather lose my health. Be of the world, and you will fit right in. But if you dare to be different, you meet your end. officer filing on my blood. Oh, lovely mystery, I love when you are sad. I've been rich by the world until today. I like the pain I feel is penetrating me. Oh, the officer filing on my blood. Oh, lovely mystery, I love when you are sad.
Good shit. All right, we're going to take some final questions before we hop off this interview. I'm sure I can hear it in his throat. Before we do, we got Big Ninja that just joined. Homie, you want to ask a question before Gonzo takes the final ones?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, I guess if this one hasn't already been asked, either who are your influences or if you had some advice for any up and coming artist that does what you do, what would the advice be? So either one of those if one's been taken.
I don't think either one's been taken, but I'll answer both of them. My advice is don't do what I do. Do your own thing. The worst thing you could do is try to imitate somebody. You know, you know, if you got people, nobody can really completely compare me to anybody because they'll sit there when they're trying to describe Nyro the Madman. They say, well, he has a Boondocks-like gimmick. He has dark half style, catchy hook, but he sounds like SPM. You know, they you know, they can't really describe me. So just to be themselves, man. Do your own thing. Don't try to push anything that's not you. My biggest influences are actually Dark Half, Prozac, and Boondocks. But probably mostly Prozac and Boondocks. I mean Prozac and Dark Half.
You saying Prozac, man. I had Prozac on the radio. He did a radio drop for me. I never fucking hit record. I was pissed.
To me, he's one of the most underrated underground artists.
That he is.
He should be praised a lot more than he is.
Oh yeah. All right, Gonzo, man. Go ahead and take some final questions. Again, I got to shout out Candy and fucking favorite movies just for that dickhead.
Right. Okay, brother. Fucking first and foremost, I want to shout out my girl, Living Dead Girl, 'cause she's the one that turned me on to you. You know what I mean? My early aspects of the things we try and do, you know, wouldn't be on the radio and stuff if it wasn't for her, help me network with you, WTR, Static G, and everybody else, you know. So that's mad love and a lot of respect for what you do. I think kind of what we do is, you know, very similar to what you try and do, you know, be versatile and, you know, really get out there with people. I think I remember in a post saying that you sort of done one interview before, kind of, you know, like this is like your first, you don't like to do these. And I just want to tell you, you know, I just want to tell you, man, thanks for coming on, bro. And what did you think about the interview, you know?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I did it mostly because of you and her. I focus on my shit. You know, at a show, I'm very, very personable. You can easily approach me. I'll talk to you all day. But the reason why I don't do interviews isn't because I don't like people. It's because I'm so busy. I'm always busy. You know, while I'm sitting here doing an interview, I'm sitting here thinking of all the things in my mind that I need to do next. You know, my my impression of this interview was great. You guys handled it very great, very professional. It made it a lot easier on me as an artist. You know, while still getting meaningful questions in. You know, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say I still like interviews because I don't like interviews. But yeah, this is my real first. Actually, you could probably consider this as exclusive because the only other interview I did was like less than 30 seconds long, and it was not really an interview. As a live feed of them asking me who I was and when I was going on at a particular music festival, and that's all it was. It really didn't get to any nitty gritty thing. So this is literally probably my first major interview. I've turned down several just because I just, you know, like I said, I'm not a big interview person. I would do them for you guys, and I would do them probably for Interview Under Fire and Fago Lovers, and that's about it. You know, I just not a big fan.
Oh yeah, man. Much love for getting on. I appreciate it. I was kind of worried after that fucking dumbass commenting on there. Fuck.
No, you know what? That guy kind of made me want to do it more. I'm like, dude, don't threaten me because I'm just going to do the opposite of what you tell me to. I'm like I said, I'm going to prove you wrong kind of guy because you threaten me. I'm just going to do the opposite of what you fucking told me, you know, what you threatened me about. So,
hell yeah. All right, homie. Is there anything in the interview we did not cover? Any other upcoming projects or shows you want to drop?
You know, I recently helped Kevin put together an Underground Avengers show, a full Underground Avengers
Class Boondocks
in Dallas. Class Boondocks in Dallas. That's coming up on March 31st. I think the rest of the stuff is on the flyer. I would like to do a shout out to all of my people at Funny Farm Records: Sheena, Tim Torment, Shannon, Mitch, and Mandy, and Nasty Nay, and C-Dub the Twisted, and I said Tim Torment. I got him first. Tim Torment was first. Kiki Chaos, 8A, Poppy Swag, and Mr. Suave. We just signed those two. Those two are going to be dope. They're going to be a horror, like pop horrorcore.
Oh, yeah.
I know that doesn't make sense, but it's going to be like pop horrorcore. It's going to be so rich. But all my people at Funny Farm Records and Zach and Cassie who help us out often. All the people that help me out when we do shows like Justin Mills, Kevin Dunlap, Opie Halogen, and Brandon, and all those people that help us out. I love you guys and thank you very much. I hope I didn't miss anybody or I'll feel like a dick, but and thank you guys for having me because, you know, I know I'm not I know I'm not the most interesting person in the world, but I do appreciate Christina and Mike and following me and supporting me, and I love you guys for that, and I love you guys for wanting to have me on.
Thanks, Drew, for coming on.
Oh yeah,
yes, man.
Thanks for coming on.
I hope y'all will come see me when I play Gorefest.
Yeah, we were talking about that, or maybe down catch one of yours in Texas. I mean, we're only in Arizona. We should be able to do that this summer.
Oh yeah, just come. Hey, we're always doing something in Texas, man. And hey, y'all come down to Texas. I'll let you in free.
Oh yeah.
All right, that sounds good, brother. Hey, if you ever want to do Arizona, get at Christina, and maybe we can get you out here in Arizona.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
California, I got more of a pool though.
Yeah, and Cali, we got more pull too, so we can get you out there.
My artists are in Cali.
Hell yeah. We're gonna have to talk. Y'all gonna have to hit me up, and we'll talk about getting some dates places.
Okay, sounds good, brother.
All right, homies, we're gonna hop off here. I want to thank you again, man. I appreciate you getting
All right.
on.
Much love.
Everyone have a good night. DJ Snickers out.